Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Matt Antonelli here, answering your questions today. Today's question is from a player that asked about his coach, saying that he just can't play for him. The coach is a jerk. He's always screaming and yelling at him. Should he quit the team? Should he move on to another team to try to play for a coach that, is much easier to play for? And he wants my opinion. So I'm probably pretty qualified to answer this question because I've played for tons of coaches, hundreds and hundreds of coaches. And I've played for some coaches that are absolute jerks that I couldn't stand playing for. They hated me and I hated them. And that's just the way it was, okay? And so we'll talk a little bit about that, give you kind of my thoughts on playing for them, how I got through it, and what I think you guys should do. The first thing is, I feel like I see this a lot and hear this a lot. And I feel like especially today, because there's at younger levels, there's so many teams, right? There's like 100,000 travel teams. And, I see so many players that just, they play for a coach and like, I don't like this coach. And they just quit and they go play for another team. And then they get to another team and they're like, I don't like this coach either. I'm going to quit and I'm going to go play for this team. Or, I see a lot of high school players, they play and they go, well, this is unfair. Either I don't like the coach, I'm not playing, so I'm going to quit and I'm going to go to this other, I'm going to transfer this high school and then I'll transfer that high school. And so there's just a lot of player movement because of, for a bunch of reasons, but for this video again, just coaches. I don't like the coach. He's not fair to me. He's not playing me. He yells at me. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to switch teams. Okay, so first there's a lot of that. All right, back when I was playing, there really wasn't. I don't remember. There weren't as many travel teams, and I don't remember in high school very many guys leaving. So for whatever reason, it's happened a lot more today. All right, that's the first thing. But here's the thing. When it comes to playing for coaches that are jerks, we've all played for them. I've played for tons of them, okay? My college coach, in particular, didn't really like me. Called me a lot of names. There were plenty of times where I didn't want to play for the guy, where I felt like I just played worse and I would have played a lot better for another coach. There were times I wanted to leave the school and transfer. I've played for, a couple travel ball coaches that I was like, I can't stand this guy. I'd much rather go play for somebody else. But I always stuck it out and I always finished the year. And, in college, I played until I got drafted. And, looking back, I'm really glad that I did that for a couple of reasons. For one, as I moved up in baseball, having tough coaches, having coaches that don't like you, that you don't like them, that's part of baseball, and everybody is going to have to deal with that at some point. Okay? And you can't always just quit and go to another team. So if you're playing travel ball or you're really young and you're in little league or whatever, and you're just used to, I don't like this coach, I quit, I go play for someone else. I quit, I don't like him, I'm leaving. If you're just used to just always kind of leaving tough situations and going to play at really nice situations, well, that's not always going to be available for you to do. You may get to a point where you can't just quit and go play for somebody else. So for me, it was college. Yeah, I could have transferred, but I might have had to sit out a year, or I would have had to transfer to a different division, right? And, now I'm leaving school that I wanted to be at, and it's going to cost me, put a lot of money in this school. So it really wasn't, I really wasn't able to do it. Then when you get into professional baseball, I played for coaches in professional baseball and managers that I did not really like that much. There's a couple of them. I can't quit and go anywhere else. I have to learn how to play for this guy. I can't call up the farm director or the GM and say, hey, I really don't like this manager, so can I go play for a different team? Like, that can't happen. So I have to learn how to play for these guys. And one thing I noticed when I got to professional baseball is even some of the managers I didn't like, I always felt like it was not that bad because I already had been used to, I went through college where I had a tough relationship with my coach. And I kind of learned, I had to figure, although it was tough at times, I had to figure out how to play for a guy that I don't really like, or how to play for a guy that's always screaming and yelling at you every single play. And so it made it easier when I got into a situation where I couldn't leave. I had to play for them. So that's one thing. If you're always just running away from the problems, then you're not really learning anything. You're not building any toughness. You're not learning how to deal with it. And so it's going to always be tough. And when you get to that situation where you can't leave, well, what are you going to do? When you can't leave and you don't know how to deal with it, it's going to be pretty difficult, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, it's not just going to be like this in baseball. There's going to be times where maybe it's a teacher that you just don't like for whatever reason, right? Maybe it's a boss in work. You get a job and it's really difficult to work for that particular boss. There's a bunch of different situations other than just coaches with people, whether it's coworkers or bosses or, whatever, where you may not enjoy working with them. It's really, really difficult. But maybe it's a situation, again, where you can't just say, you know what, I'm going to go someplace else. You have to learn how to deal with it and how to work with that person. So for me, every situation you're in where it's tough, it's only going to make you better, stronger, so that the next time it happens, it's a little bit easier. Like I said, the first time I got screamed at by a coach, I was like, oh, what do I do? Oh, I'm so flustered, right? That happened the first bunch of times. But then after a while, instead of just running away and trying to go to a new coach, you learn how to kind of deal with it. You get a little bit tougher. And when it happens again, it's not that bad. You kind of figure it out. And there was never, I'm honest, there was never a point in pro ball or after pro ball, whether it's, with Antonelli baseball or coaching college or whatever, there's a lot of situations that are kind of awkward situations. You're dealing with people that are tough to deal with. But I felt like I was always like, well, I've dealt with this before and this is easy now. Like I know what to do. I've learned kind of how to be comfortable being uncomfortable and being in these uncomfortable situations. Just like with anything, just like with any part of baseball, you do it enough, you learn how to do it, you get better at it, you improve. And so it's the same thing with dealing with tough people, tough coaches, tough bosses, tough teachers, tough people, tough whatever. You can't just always run away and just quit, and just keep looking for the easy way out. Because sometimes there isn't an easy way out. You've got to figure it out with it being tough. All right, so that's kind of my opinion on it. I know some people will say, I'm only going to play once. I want to enjoy myself and all this stuff. And that might be true. But I just think there's going to be a lot of tough situations throughout your life. And you're going to have to figure out how to deal with it. And it's not always as easy as just running away to an easier situation. So let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on that. I'd be interested to hear. Share the video with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Check out the description box below. I've got a bunch of stuff down there for you guys to check out. We've got a deal going on with Plate Crate where you can get 50% off your first Plate Crate. Just click on the link and type in Antonelli and you'll get that. I've got another link down there that sends you to our Patreon site where you can help support the channel. We'd really appreciate that. And a bunch of other stuff, so go down there and check all that out. And that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.